always the dream. But no, I don't think so. It's just all gone to plan so far. I think, even yesterday, felt like it was a day where, England played really well, but we managed to wrestle it back late in the day. It's just worked out fantastically so far. Winning early on in day 3 just doesn't happen in MCG. So it's a fantastic result. Yeah, to go 3-0 up for this, team to win the Ashes. It's the first Ashes victory for a lot of the guys in the team. It's just a great feeling.
Can you think of a more dominant 3 tests or a more dominant series as far as wrapping something up so quickly that you've been a part of in Test cricket, or I guess witnessed in Test cricket?
Not that I've been part of. No, as I said, it's everything's gone to plan. It feels, I think our bowlers have been fantastic in that. I haven't even felt like there's been one session where it's really got away from us. It's just it's what dreams are made of. The way we've played. And I think outside of the actual results, there's so many other positives as well. We've been able to have a couple of debutants, really build a squad of, strong, 15 odd players. It doesn't just feel like a 3-0 victory. It feels like we're really setting ourselves up for the next few years as well.
Malcolm Con.
Many congratulations, Pat. When you were running around at Penrith a decade or so ago and your wicketkeeper brother was dropping catches off you, did you ever envisage that you'd be in this position?
Thanks, Mal. I thought I'd better go and play a different league where there's better keepers. No, not at all. I grew up in the backyard watching, Steve Waugh, Ricky Ponting, those guys win Ashes series. It felt a million miles away from me playing cricket in the backyard, and here I am. A decade later, in that position. It's just it's madness. I think the MCG is a good reminder each year when you play that Boxing Day. The Boxing Day morning, you turn up, you do the anthems, and you've got a packed house. There's millions of people watching at home. It's a great reminder each year that you're part of Australian history, Australian cricket history, and it always takes me back to my childhood. So nowhere near what I could imagine my life would become as a young kid.
And what does it mean now, sitting there now as an Ashes winning captain of Australia?
I don't think it's really fully hit me yet. As I said, Steve Waugh, Ricky Ponting, Michael Clarke, those guys were the captains I grew up watching and idolising. So to be in that similar position, it's just awesome. But hasn't fully hit me. I suppose when I think of what it means, I think more about what it means for our group of players. I think we've got 7 players in the top 10 in the world at the moment, 4 batters, 3 bowlers, and we probably haven't strung the performances over the last couple of years that we probably expected ourselves. So I think this really consolidates that we are a really good, strong Test cricket side. And as I said earlier, I think it's a good sign for the next few years.
Thank you.
Ben Horn.
Yeah, congratulations for that. You mentioned, the great cricket team played, but obviously the summer started in very difficult circumstances with Tim Payne and obviously a lack of preparation as well. And you were coming off last summer against India where things didn't go to plan. So, I mean, how have you been able to put it together so well to, turn things around with all those other things going on?
Yeah, I'd say in amongst that, there was a lot of positives as well. I think winning the World Cup in Dubai gave the whole Australian cricket a belief that we are, right up there in terms of, teams around the world. In terms of preparation, I think at times that can be overstated. We've played a lot of cricket over here. Our players, for the most part, are really experienced. It gave us a couple of week block to warm up in the nets and centre wickets. But in terms of, shield cricket and all those things that might be a traditional preparation, we've felt pretty well placed without that being an option. As I said, I think we went into the series really confidently. Losing Paney, that was obviously not ideal. But it was, business as usual. We felt for Tim. Wish he was there playing alongside us, but as soon as that wasn't going to be the case, we had a job to do and a lot of really confident players around that.
And Pat, Justin Langer expressed a desire to continue as coach after this series, after this contract, and off the back of a World Cup and an Ashes win like this. Would you be supportive of that?
I think we'll savour this victory today and continue for the Ashes. And I don't think today's the day to speculate on that. I think we'll sit down all together after this series, or whenever I think his tenure's up in his contract's up for renewal. In a few months. I think we'll visit that then.
Andrew Wu.
Yeah, well done, Pat. Wanted to ask a question looking ahead to Sydney and your pace attack. Scott Boland after 6 wickets today. I mean, will he play? But he got a bit of a selection headache.
It's one of those good days where, as captain, I can firmly say I'm not a selector because good luck to him. Even Jai Richardson with a niggle presented the opportunity to Scotty Boland, but even I thought it was a really brave call by the selectors and to bring in Scotty this game. Full credit. They've made the right call. Good luck for Sydney. Jai will hopefully be available. Joshy will hopefully be available. You've still got Nessa here in the squad. No idea. There might be a spinning trait. You got Mitchell Swepson bowling beautifully. So we'll wait and see. It's a luxury at the moment. As I said, we've got so many fit available players that could step right in, and we know they're going to do a great job.
You mentioned before earlier about how this summer's really set you up for the next 2 or 3 years. I mean, what is that goal you're talking about? Is it to get to number one? Is it to win in India? I mean, what are some of the, medium-term goals for the team?
The Test Championships now a big thing. I absolutely want to be in that final in a couple of years' time. I think winning away from home, we've got a great opportunity to go over to a couple of subcontinent tours. I think that's a big challenge for any Test team. You can see England coming over here. It's foreign conditions for them. I think, I think winning at home, when Australia cricket has been at its best and the Test cricket side, they win at home and they, have a really good record away. So, as I said, I just feel like it's building. We've got a great squad of 15, 20 guys we can pick from, and I think we've got options for anywhere in the world.
Andrew Ramsey.
Congrats, Pat. Just on that, the fact that you've got that squad of fast bowlers now, and probably in summers past they'd been around but you hadn't used them. Was what India did last summer a bit of a wake-up call that you can't just go through a summer with the same guys, even though injury and, in your case, bureaucracy has kind of forced your hand a bit? Was that always going to be a bit of the plan this summer?
I think 5 Test match series, it's inevitable. There's going to be some changes. Even with the 4 match series, it's probably rare that you played the 3 the whole time. So I don't know. I think, last summer came with some different challenges more than just, us 3 playing all 3 games. I think greenie bowling more, if in some ways, means you can stick with the same fast bowlers if you need to. But it really is case by case. There's lots of other factors that probably go on behind the scenes that you might not see with particular kind of niggles and injuries and, as much as dips in form for fast bowlers. So, it's worked out really well that we've had the opportunity to blood a lot of players. Is it a blueprint for going forward? Don't know. We'll wait and see.
Ollie Caffrey.
How much determination is there in the group to make it 5-0 now and join those teams of 06, 07, 13, 14 and making it a whitewash?
To be honest, we haven't spoken about it at all. We'll save this victory. Our job at the start of the series was to try and retain the Ashes, and it's a pretty happy change room at the moment that we've done that. So we'll enjoy a couple of days and refocus. But it's moments like these where everyone's clicking, everyone's playing really well. That's what you want to really make the most of. So 2 more Test matches, home conditions. A few of the guys were part of that whitewash series, the 5-0 in 2013-14. A few more in the 4-0 last series. So there's a lot to kind of look back on, but we'll savour this one, and then once we get to Sydney, we'll be back on the tools.
Christy, I assume that's Christy Doran.
Yes, it is. Hi, Pat. Can you tell me what would be the benefit, looking ahead to the subcontinent tours, the benefit of blooding another person, Mitch Swepson?
Sorry, the lights have gone. I think first test match is a pretty daunting, nervous experience for anyone. So, once you play one, other than probably Scotty Boland, your next one's probably going to be a little bit better. You're going to be a little bit more sure of yourself. So yeah, if Swetson debuted and then suddenly he's off to a subcontinent tour, you'd think, yes, experience is a good thing. Just about every player that's ever played gets better the more they play. But we'll wait and see. It's a Ashes series where we're going to pick the best 11 that we think is going to win that test match in Sydney. He's been absolutely brilliant around the squad. He's part of the T20 winning squad as well over in Dubai. He's fantastic. He trains the house down. He bowls beautifully in Shield cricket, and he'll definitely get a chance one day. And we know once he does, he'll take it. He'll be ready to go.
Thank you.
Harps.
Hey, Pat, congratulations. Could you give me some insight into what Scott Boland was like as a character over the last week, how he kind of fitted into that, the team ethic, and also kind of your feelings on that debut and what that meant to you and, your overall impressions of how he went?
Where to start? I think with someone like Scotty, when you bring in an experienced player, why they're so valuable is it's not only their on-field performance, but they're very level. They've been through highs and lows of a professional sporting career, and just really measured. So he's been really calm, confident in his own ability, and just brilliant around the squad. He actually quarantined with us for 2 weeks when we went up to the Gold Coast a couple of months ago. So he's spent a good amount of time around the team, bowling to some of our test batters. So it's been a really good process the last month leading into this test match. And I think, obviously incredibly impressed the way he bowled in the first innings and this one in particular. But I suppose we're not overly surprised. We knew he was going to do a great job for us on the MCG. Probably surprised that he took 6 for 7, but he did what the selectors, picked him for. Just fantastic. I think more than just for Scotty, I think it's the 3 selectors deserve a whole amount of credit. They've really picked a horses for courses type selection with Scotty, and he showed that's there's enough info to pick him on 80 odd Shield games here. I think he's averaging 14. And just repay that faith.
2 more here, guys. Sorry, Tony, you got another one? 2 more here, guys. Eddie Summerfield, and we'll finish off with Ben Hall. Can't hear you, Eddie. We'll go to Ben Hall.
Hey, Pat, what you've heard of Mitchell Stark's efforts this series so far, he had a very difficult time last summer personally and put under huge pressure externally, I suppose, coming into this series. And, just what he's been able to do in this test and also when you weren't there as well and he had to take up the mantle as the lead of the attack.
Yeah, for me, he's just been just about the player of the series so far. Just fantastic. You saw him last week in Adelaide, how he lifted and led the attack. I actually think this summer he's gone to a new level. I think he's experienced. He's played 70 odd test matches, but I think he's found another gear. With the ball that's not swinging, he's taking wickets consistently, beating the outside edge consistently. He's been titanic for us. So really happy with him. I think at the start of the summer we spoke about how there is external pressure, but absolutely zero internal pressure. We know what a superstar he is. He'll go down as one of the all-time great Aussie bowlers. And I think, I think we've got to remember that sometimes. He's got a strike rate under 50. He's taken 250 odd wickets. He showed his class on all conditions. So just as a captain, I just feel so lucky that I've got someone like him in my team. He's a left armer. You're going to give him the ball and he's just going to create something. So couldn't be happier for him. Just a brilliant 3 test matches so far.